we would see Silver walking around in a forest. He'd be looking at all the wildlife around him and how beautiful it all was. Before he lets out a sigh, as he touches the trees and feels the grass, this causes him to be reminded of his future, and how everything is destroyed following when the Time Stone was destroyed. However, he then sees a sunflower, and he looks at it. He even touches it. And this sparks another flashback in his mind. One that seems more personal, shall we say. We would see, of course, Silver in his future trying to make a garden, as he loves to garden. I really liked this in the IDW annual for the 2019 annual, and I thought this would be a cool idea to kind of add into Silver's character, that he likes to garden. And we would see Silver being satisfied with his garden, and him just loving it, really. And he plants all these other things such as pumpkins, sunflowers, carrots. He feels happy. But then it cuts back. He's reminded of how that garden he made got wiped out. His own time was, well, broken. He lets out a sigh before remembering Crisis City, his home, now in ruins. However, Silver gets a voice. It's a voice in his head from the Time Eater, who asks Silver what is wrong. To which Silver states that he just misses his future. He misses the sun. He misses the sky. He misses the life on it. He then brings up a question. Is it right to kill someone for the sake of the future? And the Time Eater doesn't respond. Before he says one thing to Silver, he mentions how in order to get what you want, the greater sacrifices are needed for the greater good. It doesn't matter what they did. The only thing that matters is the mission in hand. If you don't destroy this hedgehog, then the chances of your future being fixed is not even close. It could be stuck like that forever. And Silver is a bit sad at this, as he doesn't really want to kill Sonic, but he is kind of told that he has to in order to get his future back. The Time Eater then tells Silver not to delay, and that if he releases him, he can fix this. Find the Master Emerald. That is the key to bringing me here. Silver agrees, and he heads off, hoping to find the Master Emerald, with the Time Eater, who's also in Crisis City, thinking. Meanwhile, with Team Sonic, they jumped out of a helicopter and landed down below in a city area, where they plan to meet up with the newly established Team Dark. They then see a mysterious person in the shadow. They tell them to come out and to tell them who they are. And they reveal themselves as Rouge and Omega from My Idea for the Knuckles Show. Knuckles is annoyed to seeing Rouge and Omega, but Rouge tells them that they're on good terms now with GUN, and, well, Sonic and Knuckles are surprised. Sonic and Tails are surprised Knuckles wasn't lying. Just then Shadow walks out, and Sonic is even more surprised that Shadow is actually alive, that he survived what happened in the third film. But Shadow tells him that, well, that of course he survived, and that he's now making the world a better place for her. And Sonic agrees with this, and Sonic and Shadow are kind of on somewhat equal terms, not fully, but they're doing okay in a way. They then decide that, well, Tails picks up a reading, and it comes from a old snowy base. And the group decide to head there, right now. So they hop in using a ring portal, and they arrive at the entrance of this snow base. Tails mentions this is one of Dr. Robotnik's snow bases he's got hidden across the world. And, well, it's got a prototype something in there, and they decide to head on inside. However, Knuckles says if there's traps anywhere, that it looks to be abandoned, and we get a funny little reference to the whole ghost incident, which is funny. Shadow walks straight in without even acknowledging anything, with Rouge and Omega keeping up. As the seven of them look around, they see all around them that there seems to be just abandonedness. There just looks like there were scrapped Badnik parts everywhere. Looks like that Silver came here and destroyed the Badniks, taking them out in the process. Just then, Silver appears behind them and captures them all in one massive telekinesis blast. He manages to hold them in bay, and then he opens up a small portal, and the Time Eater comes out. He slowly creates a black hole. Before they ask, what on earth is he? And he explains that that's not important for them to know. What is important is that they won't be interfering anymore. That this time, there will be no survivors. He tells Silver to chuck them in. And essentially, he begins to devour them through this black hole. And we would see Sonic, we'd see of course Tails, then Knuckles, then Omega, then Rouge, and then Shadow all fall in. Sonic is the last one to still be holding on. He tries to hit the Time Eater, who then hits him back, sending him collapsing into the black hole. Afterwards, Sonic would tell Amy just before, if things go bad, to go to, well, Tom and Maddie. However, after the portal closes, the Time Eater tells Silver to go to Angel Island to retrieve the Master Emerald. And the portal shuts. Amy is left there all alone, figuring out what to do. She then pulls out a ring that she has in her pocket and throws it, teleporting all the way back to Green Hills, which is still under gun control. She would then talk to Tom and Maddie, asking them what to do. They don't know, but she mentions that she needs to head to Angel Island quickly. And Tom and Maddie, they agree. They begin to look around Tails' workshop to find the key to the portal device so that Amy can get there really quick. And they continue searching. We would then see Team Sonic and Team Dark entering into the future to, well, Crisis City. And we would see them wandering around, with the group reflecting on how dangerous it was here, but also the effects of what the Time Stone did to it. Sonic does feel kind of guilty that he essentially didn't think that his actions would have consequences. And Tails is not only shocked at all of this, he's just that something must have destroyed all of this. Shadow himself is not happy with Sonic's antics, but Sonic defends himself, saying that he didn't even know this would happen. But as the group continue on, they do manage to see something at the end. However, it turns out the Time Eater shows up again, and this is where he's been all this time. He basically explains that he's been trapped here for a long time, that time stone was the only thing keeping him from entering Sonic's world, from entering the human world. And, well, surprisingly, Sonic destroyed the last of the time stones. And that means that, well, he can be free, but he needs the Master Emerald and the Chaos Emeralds in order to activate it, to set himself free. And we would see a glorious battle ensue between the Time Eater, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and then of course we would see Team Dark jumping into the action. We would then see Team Sonic hitting the Time Eater in the face, and of course Team Dark obliterating one half of his arm. However, the Time Eater manages to slow down time, and then reverses, sending them back, basically taunting them that there's no way that they can stop them, because he is everything. He is time itself. When the universe comes down crashing, he will still be alive. He is immortal. He cannot be stopped. Just then, however, Knuckles comes charging in using the Flames of Disaster and begins to malically hit the Time Eater so quickly with the Flames of Disaster, sending out hundreds of flaming attacks, which really hurt the Time Eater. He summons black holes to suck in the characters, but Knuckles stands his ground and stops anything from coming through. He nearly falls into a black hole, however Sonic manages to grab him and pulls him to safety, which is very nice of him to do. And Knuckles and Omega, I should mention, charge at Time Eater to start attacking him, but to no avail. Sonic ultimately declares, why? Why exactly is he doing all of this? Why? Why would he want to destroy time? The Earth is an amazing place. The universe is an amazing place, full of some great, wonderful things. However, the Time Eater says, wonderful? You think everything is wonderful? You have no idea what kind of chaos is out there in the universe that needs to be dealt with, including planets and timelines. Maybe I should show you my true form. Before he shapeshifts into a version of Sonic, being almost Time Eater-ish, which Sonic is taken aback from. He mentions that you did this. You were the one who did all of this. You created this mess. So I have you to thank for all of this. My powers, everything. Sonic is ultimately shocked that he was the one that caused all of this. Just then the Time Eater is caught off guard by Shadow, who straight up elbows him, causing him to open up a portal set back to, well, the planet, set back to their time. The Time Eater tries to close it, however Shadow gets Rouge and Omega out, sending them back to the timeline. As the Time Eater continues to chase them, Shadow stays behind to block the portal. And as Shadow holds him off by using Chaos Spears, the Time Eater continues to attack, summoning more and more black holes, slashing everything, and ripping open buildings to smack Shadow with. But Shadow's fine with this, as he uses all of his energy to attack. However, Sonic grabs him and pulls him into the portal, just before the portal shuts close. And the Time Eater, well, he laughs this off, stating that he knows what he's going to do, and that their time will soon be devoured. And then, no time will ever exist.